Welcome back, everyone. It's Kirak here. Welcome back to my Minecraft tutorial series. And I'm standing in this spot. Actually, not standing, I'm floating. In my amplified world because it has a little bit of significance. There's a YouTuber I watch. His name is Red with a K. If he's watching this, he'll recognize that scene I just framed a moment ago. Yeah, so... anyways, it's kind of an inside joke between the two of us. What we're going to be doing today is another T-flip-flop variation. This one you're going to like. I've seen, it's actually from Mumbo Jumbo again, but I've also seen guys like Generic B show this off in their Redstone, or in his particular Redstone Academy build, which I had the pleasure of going through when he was putting out the series. It was actually pretty cool. So this one here is a little bit different, and I'll explain how it works as I go along. We're going to start by placing a block up top. I'm going to remove that one, place another block next to it, and next to that one, we're going to place a sticky piston and a block next to that sticky piston again. Oh, and this is another design that's in line, so it takes one block wide all the way down. What we want to do is place a block on top of the sticky piston, so now that block is gripped by this piston. And then to make things a little easier, we're going to put a sticky piston facing out to the right or out backwards and remove the block beneath it. Then we're going to put two blocks, one on top of the other. And of course, this block is now gripped by this sticky piston. And then the bottom block will have a redstone torch placed next to it. So the next step is using repeaters. We'll take one repeater and point that repeater into the block where the that's stuck to the sticky piston you see here, and another repeater on top of this block that goes to this sticky piston here. That I think is most of it. Let's see if, yeah, we have one here, and then redstone on top of that. Lead it off. And we'll place our lamp or our output at the very end of that. So the input's going to be this block with the button. And basically this is the whole setup right here. And it works because of a... well, how do I explain this? I don't know the exact internal workings. It has to do with ticks in the game. But I'll show you it functioning. So you press the button, and there the light's on now. And it stays on. Press the button again, and the light's off, and it stays off. So if you paid attention, let's change that one to red clay, because that way we can see it better. It is currently being gripped onto by this piston, but when I press the button, power goes through, that piston extends, but it does something a little weird or odd compared to what it normally does. It doesn't retract that same piston back, and that has to do with this mechanism right here in the front of it, which cuts power to this piston abruptly, causing it to pull back, but so fast so that it doesn't pull the block itself, that it just moved forward back. I don't know if that makes sense. And when you press it again, it extends that piston so fast so that it picks it back up and pulls it back. So it all works based on what's happening here. If I were to remove this piston and put, let's get rid of that, and put just redstone, you'll notice that when I press, actually let's bring this out so you can see it. When I press this button, nothing happens. But if I put the block, oh, let's go, how do I do this? Back, there we go. Now, because of that block, when I press power or press this button, putting power into this block, this repeater sucks it up, puts it into this block. This will pick it up underneath. See that? And you'll notice power goes all the way through, powers this piston, and the light turns on. Check it out. See that? But because it's happening at proper intervals, in other words, not like a 1 tick or 2 ticks or a faster interval, this piston has enough time to push the block out, provide power to that light from this redstone torch through being powered here and then powering the redstone dust and going all the way through, but it also has enough time to pull it back. I don't know if you can see that. Whoops. See? Now, when we replace that with a sticky piston, like so, and now press it, the same thing happens, but you'll notice that this piston goes much faster, so fast so that it can't pick up and pull that block back, or it doesn't have enough time to just rest and then pull it back. And that's all happening because when this provides power to this block provides power to this piston, but the piston breaks the connection by pushing the block up, and therefore only a smidget of power makes it all the way through to this piston. So, I don't know, I hope that's a good explanation. Yeah, and there you can see it stays on, press, and it goes back. And that's what moves this block forward, leaves it there, oops, sorry, forward from here to here, leaves it there, and then when you press it again, picks it up and puts it back. It's a really cool design. In my opinion, it's a little more overcomplicated or overly complicated than it needs to be, but it's pretty cool. I couldn't simply ignore it. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and I will be bringing you guys more, so join me again. Thanks. Bye-bye. As mentioned initially, it is built with the fashion and design that was used in Tainmar's ranch build in his series of Minecraft in the Morning. It's not exact block to block. I wasn't expecting to make it that because, as you can see, it's a lot larger and it's cut off. Like that side doesn't go down to completion like this side. But I wanted it to kind of have